Magandang araw! Sama-sama tayong matuto sa Teacher Sal Learning Resource Channel.
Revised K-12 Curriculum Science 5 Quarter 2 Week 5. Our topic is all about classification of living things, animals, and microorganisms. Identify whether each of the following plants is a gymnosperm or an angiosperms. For the first picture, angiosperms. Angiosperms. Gymnosperm. Gymnosperm. Angiosperms. 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 Gymnosperm. Guess the animal or microorganism. Listen or read the clue. Think about which animal or microorganism is being described. Raise your hand or write your answer. I am called man's best friend. I bark and guard houses. The answer is dog. I have wings and feathers. I lay eggs. I sing every morning. Bird. I live in water. I have gills and fins. I can be small or big. Fish. I have a trunk and big ears. I am the largest land animal. Elephant. I have a mane. I am called the king of the jungle. Lion. I have black and white stripes. I look like a horse. Zebra. I am small and have 6 legs. I love sweet food. I live in colonies. Ant. I swing on trees. I eat bananas. I am very playful. Monkey. I carry my house on my back. I move slowly. Snail. Unscramble the given vocabulary words using the clues provided in the descriptions. A warm-blooded vertebrate animal of a class that is distinguished by the possession of hair or fur, the secretion of milk by females for the nourishment of the young, and typically the birth of live young. You're right, the correct answer is mammal. A vertebrate animal of a class that includes snakes, lizards, crocodiles, turtles, and tortoises. They are distinguished by having a dry, scaly skin and typically laying soft-shelled eggs on land. Reptile. A small arthropod animal that has 6 legs and generally 1 or 2 pairs of wings. Insect. A warm-blooded egg-laying vertebrate distinguished by the possession of feathers, wings, and a beak, and typically by being able to fly. Bird. A cold-blooded vertebrate animal of a class that comprises the frogs, toads, newts, and salamanders. They are distinguished by having an aquatic gill breathing larval stage followed typically by a terrestrial long-breathing adult stage. Fish, a member of a large group of unicellular microorganisms which have cell walls but lack organelles and an organized nucleus, including some that can cause disease. Bacteria, any of a group of spore-producing organisms feeding on organic matter, including molds, yeast, mushrooms, and toadstools. Fungi. For day 2, characteristics of animals including mammals, reptiles, insects, birds, fish, and amphibians. Categorize each representative animal into its correct group using the word box. For the sample animal, it is mammal. Next, you're right, it is an insect. Next animal. Very good, it is a reptile. Next, it is a bird. Next picture, it is a fish. Next picture, it is an amphibian. Form 6 groups to represent the 6 major animals classifications: mammals, reptiles, insects, birds, fish, and amphibians. Each group will receive 2 sample animals. Take down notes on their key characteristics. Mammal group. Characteristics of mammals. What is a mammal? These animals range from bats, cats, and rats to dogs, monkeys, elephants, and whales. They walk, run, swim, and fly. They live in the ocean, fly in the sky, walk on the prairies, and run in the savanna. There is a tremendous amount of diversity within the group in terms of reproduction, habitat, and adaptation for living in those different habitats. What allows them to live in such diverse environments? They have evolved specialized traits, unlike those of any other group of animals. Mammals, class Mammalia, are endothermic, warm-blooded vertebrate animals with a number of unique characteristics. In most mammals, these include the presence of hair or fur, sweat glands, glands specialized to produce milk, known as mammary glands, 3 middle ear bones, a neocortex region in the brain, which specializes in seeing and hearing, specialized teeth, a 4-chambered heart. There are approximately 5,400 mammalian species, ranging in size from the tiny 1 to 2-inch bumblebee bat to the 108-foot blue whale. These are distributed in 29 orders, 153 families, and about 1,200 genera. There are 3 types of mammals, characterized by their method of reproduction. All mammals, except for a few, are viviparous, meaning they produce live young instead of laying eggs. The monotremes, however, have bird-like and reptilian characteristics, such as laying eggs and a cloaca. An example of a monotreme is the platypus with its bird-like beak and egg-laying characteristics. The echidnas are the only other monotreme mammals. A second type of mammal, the marsupial mammal, includes kangaroos, wallabies, koalas, and possums. These mammals give birth to underdeveloped embryos, which then climbed from the birth canal into a pouch on the front of the mother's body, where it feeds and continues to grow. The remainder of mammals, which is the majority of mammals, are placental mammals. These mammals develop in the mother's uterus, receiving nutrients across the placenta. Placental mammals include humans, rabbits, squirrels, whales, elephants, shrews, and armadillos. Dogs and cats and sheep, cattle and horses are also placental mammals. Mammals are also the only animal group that evolved to live on land and then back to live in the ocean. Whales, dolphins, and porpoises have all adapted from land-dwelling creatures to a life of swimming and reproducing in the water. Whales have evolved into the largest mammals. Dolphins have adapted to swimming and reproducing in water. Both humans and bats have body hair, and both humans and bats can nurse their young. These are both characteristics of mammals, the class that both bats and humans belong to. Insect group. An insect is an invertebrate which fits into the arthropod group because it has an exoskeleton and a segmented body. Some examples of insects include bees, ants, and butterflies. What are some key characteristics of insects? Their bodies are split into three parts, and they have 6 legs, or 3 pairs of legs. Most insects have 2 pairs of wings. Insects lay eggs. Insects have antennae, little feelers that help them find their way around and sense what's going on. Insects, with over 1 million described species, are the most diverse group of animal on Earth. They may be found in nearly all environments on the planet. No matter where you travel, you will see organisms from this group. Adult insects range in size from a minuscule fairy fly to a 21.9-inch long stick insect. Insect movement can include flight, walking, and swimming. Insects were the only invertebrates to develop the ability to fly, and this has played an important role in their success. Many adult insects use 6 legs for walking, and they walk in alternate triangles, touching the ground. This allows the insect to walk quickly while staying stable. A few insects have evolved to walk on the surface of the water, like water striders. A large number of other insects also live parts of their lives underwater. Water beetles and water bugs have legs adapted to paddle in the water. Young dragonflies use jet propulsion, sending water out of their back and to move. Reptile group. A reptile is an air-breathing animal that has scales instead of hair or feathers. Reptiles have lived on Earth for more than 280 million years. Scientists consider them to be the ancestors of birds and mammals. Over the years, many kinds of reptiles have become extinct or died out. The dinosaurs are well-known reptiles that became extinct about 65 million years ago. Today, there are about 6,000 species or types of living reptile. They include snakes, lizards, turtles, alligators, and crocodiles. Reptiles are found all over the world, except in very cold areas. The greatest number and variety are in the hot, humid tropics. Snakes and lizards live in many different kinds of places. They can live on land, in trees, in underground tunnels, or in water. Most turtles live in water, but spend some time on land. Tortoises live only on land. Alligators and crocodiles spend most of their time in water, but they can make short trips on land. Reptiles are vertebrates, or animals with a backbone, except for snakes. Most reptiles have four limbs. Reptiles vary greatly in size. Some snakes and lizards are less than 2 inches or 5 centimeters long. The largest crocodiles, pythons, and anacondas can grow to more than 30 feet or 9 meters long. The largest lizard is the Komodo dragon, which reaches a length of more than 10 feet, 3 meters. Leatherback turtles grow to more than 7 feet, 2 meters long. Reptiles have dry skin that is covered with scales. Scales are hardened folds of the upper layer of skin. The scales of many lizards overlap. They are arranged side by side in snakes and alligators and crocodiles. Scales also cover the bony shells of turtles. Reptiles are cold-blooded animals. This means that their body temperature changes. When the temperature around them changes, reptiles warm or cool themselves by moving to warmer or cooler places. Most reptiles are inactive during winter. This is called hibernation. Some are inactive during parts of the summer. This is known as estivation. Fish group. Fish are a kind of animal that lives in water. Fish have lived on Earth for more than 450 million years. There are more than 24,000 species or kinds of fish. New ones are discovered every year. The many different kinds of fish have some things in common. They are all vertebrates, which means that they have a backbone. They are cold-blooded, which means that their body temperature changes along with the temperature of their surroundings. Fish generally breathe through organs called gills. They usually have pairs of fins in place of arms and legs. Most fish are covered with scales. Many fish have adaptations to help protect them from enemies. For example, some fish have spots near their tail that look like eyes. When an enemy strikes at what it thinks is the head, the fish can escape quickly. Other fish can change color and pattern to match their surroundings and hide themselves. Amphibian group. The organisms belonging to the class Amphibia fall under the Chordata phylum of the kingdom Animalia. These are multicellular vertebrates that live both on land and water. This class includes about 3,000 species. They are the first cold-blooded animals to have appeared on land. The characteristics of the organisms present in class Amphibia are as follows. This can live both on land and in water. They are ectothermic animals found in a warm environment. Their body is divided into head and trunk. The tail may or may not be present. The skin is smooth and rough without any scales, but with glands that make it moist. They have 2 pairs of limbs for locomotion. Bird group. Birds are a group of warm-blooded, feathered vertebrates that lack teeth and lay hard, shelled eggs. They live in nearly every environment, from the polar regions to the tropics. Most birds fly, but there are also flightless birds, such as penguins and emus. Let's explore the characteristics of birds, compare them with other vertebrates, and examine their classification system. Birds are a group of endothermic warm-blooded vertebrates that are characterized by feathers, toothless beak jaws, the laying of hard-shelled eggs, a high metabolic rate, a 4-chambered heart, and a lightweight skeleton. Key characteristics of birds include feathers. Feathers are unique to birds. These structures evolved from reptilian scales to serve functions like flight insulation and display. Beaks and bills. Birds have a toothless beak. The beak varies greatly in size and shape, mainly according to feeding habits. Wings. Not all birds fly, but all have wings. Oviparity. Birds lay eggs with a calcium carbonate shell. Unlike the eggs of fish, reptiles, and amphibians, birds lay hard eggs. High metabolism. Birds have a fast metabolism that supports their high energy activities, especially flight. Four-chambered heart. A heart with four chambers allows efficient separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Lightweight skeleton. Many of a bird's bones are hollow. This reduces weight while maintaining strength. For day 3. Semantic feature analysis. Complete the semantic feature analysis matrix by checking the key features that belong to each major classification of animals. For the first column, we have the insect, fish, amphibian, bird, reptile, mammal. Here are the correct answers. For day 4, characteristics of microorganisms including fungi and bacteria. Read each statement below and decide whether you agree or disagree. All fungi are harmful to humans. Bacteria are only found in dirty places. Mushrooms are a type of fungus. Fungi can help decompose dead plants and animals. Bacteria are always bad for our health. Yeast, which is used in baking, is a type of fungus. There are more bacteria in our mouth than people on Earth. We can see bacteria with the naked eye. Some bacteria are used to make medicines. Molds are a type of bacteria. Form groups of 3 to 5 members. Discuss and brainstorm about the given topics. Use the handout on fungi and bacteria as your guide. Fungi. Fungi are a group of living organisms which are classified in their own kingdom. This means they are not animals, plants, or bacteria. Unlike bacteria, which have simple prokaryotic cells, fungi have complex eukaryotic cells, like animals and plants. Fungi are found throughout the earth, including on land, in the water, in the air, and even in plants and animals. They vary widely in size, from microscopically small to the largest organisms on Earth at several square miles large. There are more than 100,000 different identified species of fungi. How are fungi different from plants? Fungi were once classified as plants. However, they are different from plants in 2 important ways. Fungi cell walls are composed of chitin rather than cellulose. Plants and 2. Fungi do not make their own food like plants do through photosynthesis. Characteristics of fungi. They are eukaryotic. They get their food by decomposing matter or eating off their hosts as parasites. They do not possess chlorophyll like plants. They reproduce through numerous spores rather than pollen, fruit, or seeds. They are usually not motile, meaning they cannot actively move around. Roles of fungi. Food. Many fungi are used as food, such as mushrooms and truffles. Yeast, a type of fungi, is used when baking bread to help it rise and to ferment beverages. Decomposition. Fungi play an important role in the decomposition of organic matter. This decomposition is necessary for many of the cycles of life, such as the carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen cycles. By breaking down organic matter, fungi release carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen into the soil and the atmosphere. Medicine. Some fungi are used to kill bacteria that can cause infections and disease in humans. They make antibiotics like penicillin and cephalosporin. Types of fungi. Scientists often divide fungi into four groups: club fungi, molds, sac fungi, and imperfect fungi. Some of the more common fungi that you are likely to see or use every day are described below. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are part of the club fungi group. Mushrooms are the fruiting body of a fungus. Some mushrooms are good to eat and are used as food, while others are very poisonous. Never eat a mushroom you find in the woods. Mold. Molds are formed by filaments called hyphae. Molds tend to form an old fruit, bread, and cheese. They sometimes look furry as the hyphae grow upward and release more mold spores from their tips. Yeast. Yeasts are small round single-celled organisms. Yeasts are important in making bread rise. Bacteria. Bacteria are tiny little organisms that are everywhere around us. We cannot see them without a microscope because they are so small, but they are in the air, on our skin, in our bodies, in the ground, and all throughout the nature. Bacteria are single-celled microorganisms. Their cell structure is unique in that they don't have a nucleus, and most bacteria have cell walls, similar to plant cells. They come in all sorts of shapes, including rods, spirals, and spheres. Some bacteria can swim around using long tails called flagella. Others just hang out or glide along. Are bacteria dangerous? Most bacteria aren't dangerous, but some are and can make us sick. These bacteria are called pathogens. Pathogens can cause diseases in animals and plants. Some examples of pathogens are leprosy, food poisoning, pneumonia, tetanus, and typhoid fever. Fortunately, we have antibiotics we can take which help to fight off the bad pathogens. We also have antiseptics to help us keep wounds clean of bacteria and antibiotic soap we use to wash to help keep off bad pathogens. Remember to wash your hands. Are bacteria all bad? Not at all. Actually, most bacteria are very helpful to us. They play an important role in the planet's ecosystem, as well as in human survival. Bacteria in the soil. Bacteria work hard in the soil for us. One type of bacteria, called decomposers, break down material from dead plants and animals. This might sound kick of grass, but it's an important function that helps us to create soil and get rid of dead tissue. Another type of bacteria in the soil is rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria help to fertilize the soil with nitrogen for plants to use when growing. Bacteria in food. Yep, there's bacteria in our food. Yuck! Well, they aren't really that bad, and bacteria is used when making foods like yogurt, cheese, pickles, and soy sauce. Bacteria in our bodies. There are many good bacteria in our bodies. A primary use of bacteria is to help us digest and break down our food. Some bacteria can also help assist our immune system in protecting us from certain organisms that can make us sick. Parts of the bacteria cell. The scientific name for bacteria cells is prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are fairly simple cells in that they do not have a cell nucleus or other specialized organelles. Capsula, outer membrane, periplasm and cell wall, cytoplasm, inner membrane, cytoplasm, ribosome, reserve food supplies, chromosome, mesosome. Interesting facts about bacteria. There are around 40 million bacteria in a gram of soil. Bacteria can survive in very harsh conditions, including deep areas of the Earth's crust and in radioactive waste. There are around as many bacteria cells in a human body as there are human cells. Bacteria are used to help the environment by treating sewage and breaking down oil from oil spills. Some bacteria have chemicals that can generate light. This is called bioluminescence. Review the statements and check if your opinions have changed. Fill out the after lesson column and reflect on what you have learned. Make a list of animals you see in your local community. Write them in the matrix and complete it. You have 2 minutes to write down the most important thing you learned in today's lesson, and 1 question you still have. Submit your paper after 2 minutes. On a 1/2 sheet of paper, answer this question. Why is it helpful to learn about different kinds of animals and how scientists organize them into groups? For your formative assessment, which of the following animals is warm-blooded, gives birth to live young, and typically has hair or fur? Snake, frog, dog, or goldfish? Which group of animals typically lays eggs, has gills, and is cold-blooded? Bird, mammal, reptile, insect. What type of animal spends part of its life in water and part on land, typically has smooth, moist skin and undergoes metamorphosis? Bird, fish, mammal, amphibian. Which of the following animals typically has gills for breathing and lives exclusively in water? Snake, frog, dog, goldfish. Which of the following animals typically has 6 legs, 3 body parts, head, thorax, abdomen, and undergoes metamorphosis? Fish, insect, bird, mammal. What type of animal typically has feathers, lays eggs, and has wings for flying? Mammal, reptile, bird, amphibian. Which type of the following is a type of fungus? Goldfish, mushroom, eagle, snake. What is the role of fungi in ecosystems? They help in pollination. They break down dead organic matter. They produce oxygen. They are predators. What shape are most bacteria? Circular, square, triangle, star. What is the primary role of bacteria in the environment? Predation, decomposition, seed dispersal, pollination. Here are the correct answers.